Dodgers looking to go one and done. Buehler with the best outing of the year and the postseason for him. Freddie, a lock for the MVP of the World Series. What? And Walker Buehler, the quote of the day. Let's get down to it. Dodgers looking to go one and done. Can you believe it? Did you even think that we would be here at this moment? I mean, my prediction was basically Dodgers in 6. And here we are on the brink of a Dodgers sweep. Will that happen? Not trying to jinx it. You know how baseball goes. You definitely don't want to jinx it. But I'll tell you right now, how quiet was Yankee Stadium last night? Oh, my gosh. You could have heard a pin drop. Dodgers took them out early, the 2-run home run, shut the front door, and they just were not in it. They couldn't do anything to come back to it. What a game it was. Buehler's best outing. I will say this. Buehler, free agency next year. Do you sign him? Do you sign him for some massive deal because you know he's going to be asking for a lot of money? I almost think you don't sign him. I mean, I know that might not be a popular thing to say, but he might be wanting too much money for what the Dodgers want to pay him. So who knows? He's going to be commanding a lot of cash after those last few starts. Just think a few games could change how much you make. That much. That is absolutely crazy. Best outing of the year. And the quote of the day comes from the man himself, Mr. Walker Buehler. Quote of the day. Here we go. At least long term for me to get through the playoffs in the way that I have. And that's really because he's not going to play again in the playoff in the World Series. He's done basically, unless something was to happen and this thing was to extend all the way to 7 and he was used in a relief role. But he's pretty much done. Stick a fork in Buehler for the year. It's really encouraging for me personally. Yeah, it's encouraging for you because it's going to be some more money, man. Personally, because it's in there and I've got to unlock it a bit. And it's been there. He's had it's there, but he's just not been able to unlock it until the last few games. And if you look at the second inning he had against the Padres that blew up his ERA, he basically could have pitched scoreless postseason baseball. And Walker Buehler is a big-time guy for big-time positions. You want him in those big games. And you know what? He wants the ball in that kind of situation, too. All right, what kind of matchup are we looking at for the Dodgers tonight? Luis Gil going against this guy called TBD. Never heard of the dude. Luis Gil, 450. And this is obviously because the Dodgers are going to go with a bullpen game today. So they're not, as of today or as of right now, they've not announced who will be starting the game for the Dodgers. So this is the information we get right now. But here's what Boone says. The manager, Boone, says this, that he is not going to use Cole at all. Cole will not be used no matter what in a 4-game situation. You'd only be pitching on 4 days rest. He had an injury recently, so he's come back from that. And so Cole, which is their ace. Luis Gil is not their ace, and they're not sending their ace to the mound. And he says no way are they going to do that because they're looking at Cole for the long term. And, man, you got him sitting there. It's only 1 day. You're not going to use him. I mean, we don't want him to use him. All right. Okay, time to check in the Dodgers. All right, it's a bullpen game, so we don't know who the starter is, but how is the bullpen looking right now? Here's basically the bullpen gas tank, I call this. This shows you what our bullpen is looking like for after last night. All right, the white is yesterday. The blue is last 3 days. So you see that Honeywell, Gaspar Arias looking to eat some innings with those guys for sure because they have not been in, and they're in there, and they're probably chomping at the bit. Gratterall's not pitched a ton. That was yesterday. You got to look at Vessier. Look at Vessier. Just barely using him at all. Bonda's about at that half-tank model right there. But you look at Trinan and giving Trinan a break, I think that was key because if you need to use Trinan, he's been giving up some hits. We've got to be careful with the usage of him. But he didn't pitch yesterday, so look for him to try and get in there too as well. All right, so that's the bullpen fuel tank for the Dodgers. How about for the hated Yankees? What's their bullpen looking like? There it is right there. That's your relief pitchers available. That's what they've done. The blue, once again, is in the last 3 days. The white is from yesterday. So you can see 7 pitchers used yesterday in relief for the Yanks. So that's what they're looking at right there. Those are the numbers, and they're looking at the same thing. So The manager has that, and he knows who's pitched when and when, or when and where. So that's the deal right there. That is how it's going to be. All right. Buehler's best outing of the year. Okay. And I'm just going to say it right now. This is why you need to subscribe to Dodgers Digest. I mean, Mike Nelson and I are pretty much right 24/7 on this stuff. I was saying it yesterday. Just go rewind yesterday's video. I could brag about it all day long. I was saying he had to go past 4 innings. Buehler did, okay? And he was going to have a sweeper. He was going to be solid, right? I said, this is the stuff that I said, right? What does he do? He goes past 4 innings. He went 5, right? Short leash. Gave up no earned runs. The sweeper, all of his pitches were working. The high heat, he was working all the way through. Buehler was phenomenal. Best outing of the year, just like I called it yesterday. Go rewind the video if you don't believe me on that one. But I knew it. Nobody was talking about it. He came in under the radar, and he just sent it in such a big way. And in a cold night Yankee Stadium, he had a lot of movement on that ball. So big ups to Buehler. Best outing in the year, and that is going to command that dude a paycheck down the road. Do you think the Dodgers are going to get him? Do you think they're going to sign him? You know he wants to be a Dodger. He wants to stay a Dodger, but that price tag after what he's just done might have just gone up through the roof. And we'll follow that all through the year, even after the World Series, and what's going on with Buehler on that one. How did the hitting go yesterday? Well, I thought the hitting went quite well because it was solid. There you go. There's the hitting. Ohtani, I don't even want to talk about the Ohtani factor right now. You can obviously see it when he struck out yesterday. There was some labor in that swing. So he just wants to be in there. Hey, if they're going to walk him and give him free bases and he's going to come around and score eventually, then we'll take that. If they scare him, if he scares you enough, then that's okay with us, right? Betts, timely hitting, so key. Freeman, what? Is he not the MVP? Is he already the MVP? I mean, come on. Freddie Freeman looks to become the first player in history to homer, right, in each of the first 4 games of the World Series. So it's been done 3. I think Bonds did it. Freddie's done it. Now, how about 4 games? Is that a tall ask to ask Freddie to be able to come through one more night? One more game, one more home run, and that will go down in history books. And I'll tell you right now, I don't care what anyone else does. I'm saying right now that Freddie Freeman will be the World Series MVP when this is all said and done. All right? There you go. That's the breakdown right there. And that, my friends, is Dodgers Digest. Make sure you hit the subscribe button. Be large and in charge. Mike Nelson and myself, we're putting out that content, and we're right. We're giving you all that content daily. So hit the subscribe button, and you need to be part of the fastest growing Dodger YouTube page in the history of YouTube page, Dodgers Digest. That's going to do it. I'm Brad J. Dodgers, they got it. Big one tonight. Dodgers 3 wins, Yankees 0. World Series Game 4 tonight, Yankee Stadium. That's going to do it for Dodgers Digest. Always remember, think blue.